This episode of the Bryant Land Show is brought to you by OnX Hunt. When I first decided to start a podcast, I never thought or fathomed getting to this point. But if you're listening to this right now, you are fixing to listen to the 100th episode of the Bryant Land Show. I cannot believe it. I'm very excited. I'm very thankful that I've been able to put 100 episodes down for y'all. And that's not even counting the bonus eps, which I've not done in a long time. But today on the Bryant Land Show, we celebrate the 100th episode, and it starts as soon as they hit my music.
From Stone Mountain, Georgia, this is the Bryant Land Show. Hosted by proud Gamecock and South Carolinian AB3.
All right, everybody, welcome to another episode, the 100th episode of the Bryant Land Show. Thank you for taking the time. Thank you for making the download to come in and see what we got going on. I cannot believe it. This is the 100th episode of the Bryant Land Show. Man, we've worked so hard putting this show together. And I got to say, when I first decided that I wanted to do a podcast, I was new, obviously, to the world of podcasting. Podcasting had been around for a while, but it became a medium where I could get out the information, get out the message, if you will, that I wanted to put out via my brand, Bryant Land, telling stories, putting light on folks that otherwise would not get the light, especially emphasis on Black American men and women that are doing great things in the outdoors. And that was what I wanted to do. And as this thing started to pick up steam and started to, pick up a following, I've just been overwhelmed by the support. I've been overwhelmed by the comments, the feedback over the last 2 years. Like I said, when I started this, I didn't think we would get to this point. I mean, it was not something that naively I was thinking about. Honestly, when I started this, I just wanted people to listen to it. I want a lot of people to listen to it, talk about it, be a subscriber to the podcast, maybe get some folks on board to sponsor the podcast. That did eventually happen, thankfully, for the folks at OnX. Shout out to the OnX folks, being a full sponsor of the podcast. But, I just wanted, like I said, to get the message out, tell the stories, interview people, and lo and behold, 100 episodes 2 years later, every week, except for 1 week. Think about it. The consistency that it takes to put together a podcast. Like I was naive to, everything that went into it. And it's a situation where, obviously I have people that help me. My kids help every now and then. I've had editors, edit the podcast. But for the most part, coming up with the content, booking the guests, all of that good stuff falls on one guy, and that's me. And I was unaware of what it took to, have a successful podcast, because you can do all the reading and studying and, research, all that good stuff. But until you actually put your hands into it and actually do it, you don't really know what you're getting into. So like I said, when I started out, I just wanted people to listen, just wanted, get enough listeners where, I could get sponsors and things like that. But I must say I am pleased with the consistency that we are able to bring you a podcast every week, every Monday, a few bonus episodes along the way, only missing one Monday in the last 2 years. And we only missed that Monday because I was in the hospital. So, very proud of that. Very happy that we've gotten here. And now we've got to continue to forge on and try to look forward to growing this thing and seeing what else is next. So we made it to 100 episodes. Obviously, the next thing is to find out, what's next. What's next for the Bryant Land Show? What are we going to do? Well, last year, after we got out of 2019, starting 2020, we changed the name of the show. We changed the music. There are no plans to do that currently, although I got an idea for a theme song. I want to keep the music, but I got somebody that I want to commission to put together a theme song for the Bryant Land Show. So that may come later on down the pike. I think the biggest thing that I want to do for y'all, so I want to start doing video podcasts, get back in to doing that. I kind of got away from doing a lot of videos and stuff, and that's what, the Bryant Land brand started as, doing, kind of video interviews, things like that. So I think in 2020, or 2021, we're going to try to start putting some podcasts on video, doing some interviews on video, to kind of shake things up a bit, do something a little different, bring more value to you guys as the listener and add value to you guys as viewers. Working on trying to set up a nicer space so I can have like a studio, very eye-catching type stuff. And all that stuff, quite honestly, is nice and all of it's good. But if your content is, as you say, caca, then it really doesn't matter. So even in doing video podcast or doing, new studio space, any of that stuff, all that stuff's fine and dandy, but we got to continue to get great guests. We got to continue to get interesting guests. I mean, I can sit here, I can talk. You guys know that. But the shows are better when I have someone else to talk to. You guys don't have to tell me that. That is my personal opinion, and some of my personal research shows that. So definitely going forward, want to get better guests for you guys. Want to start doing, well, let me back up. I shouldn't say get better guests, because we've had some amazing guests in our first 100 episodes. We've had some really great, interesting people. We've had some fun times, some great moments. And I think that definitely you guys should go back and listen. Take a day or whatever, a couple days, however you want to do it. Start from episode 1 and then come back to the current episodes, man. Go back and listen to those first podcasts, those first 20 or so, man. We had some great guests, great topics, a lot of fun. So going forward in 2021, I want to continue to bring you great guests, continue to bring you great content, stuff that you want to hear about, people telling great stories, interesting things that you may not know about until you listen to our podcast. So that is, one of the, if not the biggest things going forward. Another thing that we're looking into, I'm not sure if it's going to come back this year, but I'd like to do a trade show again. I think, man, trade shows are a huge undertaking. I did 2 of them with some help. I would love to possibly do one with the podcast. So I haven't done a trade show since we started the Bryant Land Show, the podcast. So if trade shows come back next year, 2021, we'll let you know. You might see us out at a trade show somewhere. We'll see if they come back. With all the COVID hell and everything that we're going through. Excuse me. There's no telling if that's something that will make a return. So, but we'll see. I'm looking forward to getting another 100 episodes out of this. I think there's a lot of meat on the bone left for the Bryant Land Show podcast to tell stories and shine lights on people, events, things, ideas, all of that good stuff. I think there's a lot of meat on the bone left for us to do great things. And it's funny because when I started this, you get to episode 25, you get to episode 50, you get to episode 75, and then now at episode 100, and looking forward to the next 25, and then the next 50, and then obviously getting into another 100, which would be episode 200. Man, just excited about the possibilities and the things we can do with the Bryant Land Show podcast.
Bryant Land.
All right, now Christmas is coming up. You got to get gifts for your favorite hunter or huntress, maybe even for your little tyke. At the end of the day, you need to go to BryantLandCountry.com, put in the promo code BryantLand, get 20% off everything that's on the site. Make sure you pick something that that's going to be a hit with your favorite hunter or huntress or youngster. We got all kind of things on the website. We got hoodies. It's getting cold out. We got, hats, winter hats, T-shirts still to wear around the house, whatever you're looking for, man. Stocking stuffers. Head on over, BryantLandCountry.com, 20% off the entire shop. All you got to do is put in the promo code BryantLand, and you are good to go. So BryantLandCountry.com, make sure you go over there, check that out. While you're on BryantLandCountry.com, check out the other 99 podcasts that we put together, okay? You can also check out our blogs. You can check out our videos. BryantLandCountry.com is one-stop shopping for everything Bryant Land. Merch, past podcasts, videos, blogs, the whole nine. BryantLandCountry.com is where you want to go to check that stuff out. Make sure you go ahead and you do that. Want to send a big shout out, a big thank you to our friends over at Onyx Hunt. I don't go in the woods without my Onyx Hunt map. They're always updating the application, giving you great things, great features. Make sure you go download that, get it on your phone, whether you got an Apple or you got an Android phone, whatever the case is, know where you stand, get that Onyx Hunt map. Also want to say thank you to our friends over at Traeger Grills, the Bryant Land brand, myself. We are Traeger ambassadors. Got my deer back. Looking forward to putting my deer on the Traeger grill here in the next week or so. So make sure you go join the Traeger Nation. Talk to our folks over at Traeger Grills. Make sure you go check them out. I also want to say thank you to our friends over at Our Setter Boots. Love breaking in my elk tracker boots. Having a chance to do that. It's going to get cold again here this week here in Georgia. So if I get a chance to go out on some hunts, definitely going to put those L trackers on, keep my feet warm, keep my little toesies nice and warm as I try to lay down another deer or two before the season ends. Again, I cannot thank you guys and gals enough for the support that you have given the Bryant Land Show, the Bryant Land Show podcast, that you've given the Bryant Land brand. Please continue to support us. Make sure you continue to tell 5 people, to tell 5 more people about our brand, tell them about our podcast, everything that we have to offer. Episode 100 is a wrap. And make sure you come back next week for episode 101 and all the other episodes to follow here for the Bryant Land Show. Thank you.